Welcome back to week 3 of Not Yet. Your next step is to get closer to God. You know, there are things that have instructions, right? You're not really sure why. Like, why does the shampoo bottle have instructions on it? How are people using it wrong? It makes you wonder, like, these ridiculous things that people are doing with the things that have these random instructions on it. But when it comes to our future, it would be nice to have a roadmap, right? What if for our futures we had a step-by-step process that told us exactly what to do? When I was in college, I was a computer engineering major. I was going to switch to undecided though because I didn't know if I wanted to continue that path. However, I decided to do it. I was told not to. When you go undecided, you waste so much time. You spend money that you shouldn't spend. But I did it anyway, and I found a course that I really loved called The Study of Water. And because of that course, I decided to switch to an environmental major because I found my passion for the environment that I didn't know I had until that singular course. I could have continued my path of computers, but as you guys know, I love to build computers. I love to play on the computer. I love to code different programs. However, God put me in a place where I could find another passion, and I wouldn't be who I am today without that random course I took my freshman year of college. When things feel uncertain or unclear, it's not easy to know which direction you should go. There's always that one step that's certain to point you in the right direction. So what's that step? Let's go ahead and take a look at the life of David, again, like we did last week in Psalms. The Psalms are mostly David's personal prayers between him and God. As I read Psalms 27, 1 through 8, think about why David was so worried about his future, and think about what steps he could have took when his future was uncertain. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom should I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Whom should I dread? When evildoers come against me to devour my flesh, my foes and my enemies stumble and fell. Though my army deploys against me, my heart will not be afraid. Though a war breaks out against me, I will still be confident. I have asked one thing from the Lord. It is what I desire, to dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, gazing at the beauty of the Lord, and seeking him in his temple. For he will conceal me in his shelter. In the day of adversity he will hide me under the cover of his tent. He will set me high on a rock, then my head will be high above my enemies around me. I will offer sacrifices in his tent with shouts of joy. I will sing and make music to the Lord. Lord, hear my voice when I call. Be gracious to me and answer me. My heart says this about you. Seek his face. David was in danger. His people were being attacked. His future and the future of his people were not guaranteed. David was a king, and his decision would affect his entire nation. So what did he do? He reminded himself God could be trusted. He told God he believed this. He asked God to keep him safe, and he asked God to hear his prayers. And then he finished with one last step. Seek God's face. This would mean David would seek the presence of God, and when David was confused or uncertain, David's next step would be to get as close to God as possible. One time I was getting closer to God was when I had started dating Brittany, and I really wasn't going to church. I didn't really have any church family or friends, and Brittany was there to push me towards that direction. God really just opened up my heart to the idea of his son, and Brittany was always there to be that person to always help me see God's face. So now in your groups, you're going to talk about how Paul left everything behind for the sake of Jesus. Sometimes we're trying to get a hold of too many things, and in order to stay close to God and to have clarity about our future, we need to let go of those pressures of keeping everything afloat. So how can you get closer to God? How do you need God to guide you right now?